This is Marcus here. I'm your host for the most of the time here in sunny side Dubai. And I'm honored to have Dr. Max Lee in the building. He's one of the co-founders of OORT. And I just wanted to bring him on the show to talk about decentralized AI. And this is something new to me. So before we dive in the nitty gritty of what is decentralized AI and why does it matter in the blockchain Web3 space, first off, Dr. Max Lee, welcome to the show, sir.
Hey, hello everyone. Thank you for the invitation, and it's my pleasure to share what we have been building in the past few years to the community, which is a decentralized AI, for humanity basically. And we believe this is a very important topic down the road in the coming years. Yeah, I'm very happy to share all the information we have in hand right now with everybody.
Oh, awesome. No, this is fantastic. It's quite cool. I got a chance to just, glance through what is OORT all about. You're combining decentralized storage with AI, and also on the part, you also guys are adding also privacy as well too, which is really fascinating. Before I got a couple of questions. I'm really curious about what is decentralized AI, because for me, I think of open AI, but when I go to the news feed and like some of the drama happening behind open AI, it's not really open AI. I'm sure you're familiar with the backstory and stuff. That being said, I got a question from some of my folks. What is decentralized AI in your point of view, and how is it different than the traditional AI systems out there?
Very good question, and I think this is a question for most of the people. Now it's like everybody understands that we are stepping into the AI world, right? So in the coming 3 years, I'm 100% sure that everybody in the world will be surrounded by tens of AIs in your daily life, right? And in that case, so the trust on this AI will become the most important thing, because you just like you must like say you're trying to find a girlfriend, a boyfriend, and how you guys build trust. So you must know, let's say your girlfriend, right? You must know, like, for example, her past experience and where she grew up and got educated or something like that, right? So and then you know her, and then you will have the trust on her, right? And then you can live with her, and then you can rely on her. So the AI is the same thing. So but the thing is, like, for now, all the well-known AI models or AI products are not transparent. So for example, like a ChatGPT and the Sora, right? So they're all built based on centralized AI. Means like from the full AI lifecycle, including the data collection, data pre-processing, model design, model training and fine-tuning, and the last stage, model deployment. So for now, for the centralized AI, every single stage is done within the centralized entity and within their centralized data center. And for example, like a ChatGPT or Sora, right? I have no idea where they got data for training. For example, Sora,
True. Very true.
And I have no idea about their model, because their model is not public, right? It's not open source. I have no idea what's the methodology they use for training, and I have no idea where the model is deployed for people to use, right? Must be in their open AI data center somewhere. So how they pre-process this data for as a data set for this model training, I have no idea. So it's a completely black box. So if that is the case, how can I trust that model? How can I, let my daughter or my kids to use Sora to produce videos for her daily use, right? So possible that model is highly biased. It all depends on what data they use for training, right? Just like what the information you feed to the baby for baby to learn, right? The information could be very biased. So that is a problem for centralized AI. I think one of the key problems. The centralized AI has many problems, but that's a key problem in my view. So you must trust this AI, and then you use it. If you don't have trust, no matter how powerful or how strong the AI could be, you will not use it, right? That's the logic. And now decentralized AI is quite different. So it's trying to achieve this transparency goal to be real open AI. That means like from the full AI lifecycle, like what I said, data collection, data processing, model design, model training, and fine tuning, and then model deployment. Every single stage should be decentralized, should be transparent, should be open to everybody. So, and this is the concept of decentralized AI. Let me give you one example. For example, the data collection, which we're gonna launch this product that we call the OORT Compute very soon in Q2. So for data collection and data pre-processing, So we're going to ask everybody to join the game using just your phone or a PC, and you can help contribute data and then pre-process the data using your phone. Although it's very limited power, you cannot use your phone to train the model, but you can use your phone to smartphone to help collect and pre-processing the data. So that's capable. So for example, like Sora, right?
Yeah.
So we can all contribute a video. I can take a video of my neighborhood, my backyard, and then I upload it, or my family, right? And then I pre-process the data, and then I upload data to Sora model for training. So by doing so, the Sora model is going to collect all the data from all the world, from everybody in the world. So, the data source is most likely is not biased, right? It's pretty massive. And also all this data, training data will be recorded on blockchain. It's like no one can manipulate it. And then if the model is trained based on this data from everybody from the world, all over the world, then when you use this model to produce any video later on, you know that, oh, this model is trained based on this data, right? From everybody in the world, and it's not biased, right? And it's massive. And then I can trust this guy because I know where this AI model, like where the data, they got the data and how they process the data and how this model is trained and where the model is deployed. So I know everything, and then I trust this model. So it's the true open AI, is not closed AI. So that's how we define the decentralized for, the transparency purpose. And at the end of the day, we're trying to build a trustworthy AI for humanity. That's our vision, basically.
Oh, that's a beautiful vision. No, thank you for sharing that. I'm sure, like with all the news about the OpenAI and all the controversies and stuff, I am so glad that you guys are out there pushing for, a more trustworthy for everyone, not just for a select few, but for everybody. And speaking about trust, to me, especially being in the blockchain space, I wanted to talk about in relation to trust. We think of security and privacy. So, I guess my next question when it comes to decentralized AI, which you have talked about, and now how does decentralized AI enhance our privacy and our security compared to the centralized approach from rest of the products or these AI products in the marketplace? How is that?
Yeah, very, very good question. And that's the fundamental differentiator between the centralized AI and the decentralized AI. So the decentralized AI, as I said, for every single stage of the full AI lifecycle, we want it to be decentralized. We want it to be done at the user end. So by doing so, we can largely enhance the data privacy and the security. Let me give you this example. For now, let's say the example I just had, right? So you can use your phone to help collect the data and pre-processing the data, right? Let's say for Sora, right? You shoot a video of your neighborhood, your house, your living room, and your family. But the beautiful part is this: you will not this data to the cloud, to the model. So let's say to OpenAI. Yeah. So you will process the data using your phone, and then you just upload the processed results, which is for the AI model. So you don't need to upload the raw data, your picture, your video, something like that to the model, to the cloud, right? Yeah. So by doing so, that you 100% have your raw data in your phone, stay in your phone, and you just uploaded the processor results. But the processor results is a mass, basically. It's a vector. It could be a vector, embedding vector or something like that. It's all floating numbers, all mathematical stuff, which the AI can understand for training, right? Mm-hmm. So, but you do not disclose any privacy information of your picture, of your video, or something like that. So the pre-processing on these pictures and videos or these informations is just trying to grab the features of that picture and then convert it into the mass and then upload the results to the cloud for AI training, right? So that is one example. Very nice, very different from the centralized AI. For centralized AI, that they collect the data from you, the raw data basically, right? For example, like now you're using ChatGPT. ChatGPT allows you to upload your file, your picture on it, and then they can work on it. But no one wanna, that's all about data privacy. You don't wanna, upload all your files and the pictures and the photos in your computer or your phone to ChatGPT, right? No one want to do that because that's lots of privacy stuff, right? Yeah, and another thing is about the deployment side. I want to give you another example to show how decentralized can help guarantee your privacy. Like for the deployment, right? For the deployment now is like the large language model, the AI model is deployed on a central server by let's still use OpenAI as an example, right? Yeah. So now it's in their data center. And once you're using your ChatGPT, all the information you input into the GPT, including your questions, your comments, your conversations, and your pictures, now you upload your files, right? So everything goes to that data center. Means like there's no privacy at all, right? For the this AI, which I just showed a demo in my Twitter days ago to show that we're able to deploy this large language model in a small devices like your PCs or later on even your phones. So you run this model into your local device, and that means what? You can give every information in your device to that model for fine-tuning, for inference, and then that model will have access to all your local devices, your PCs, your phones, and then can help you a lot, can, be your life partner, because they say AI knows everything about your PC, your information, private information. But because we deploy this large language model into your local device, and even your local device is offline, disconnected from the network, you can still use it, and then there's no information leakage to the internet. So it's all local, just like you isolate your AI at home, and then the AI is your home partner, and you get all the private information, but it's your AI. So this would not be accepted by anyone else in the world. It's not. This is a decentralized AI, rather than like everybody is uploading the information to OpenAI data center, and OpenAI knows everything about you.
Wow, no, actually I'm blown away because I wasn't expecting this concept of decentralized. It's quite fascinating how you're able to like store data, provide privacy, have security. It's quite new. I'm sure it's quite new to a lot of people because a lot of people is just used to the centralized approach of things. I can see a lot of businesses can benefit from decentralized AI too, because you talked about the individual. I'm in this region where we have a lot of businesses and they are hungry for new technologies, and especially with AI. And now you and your team, you guys are bringing in decentralized AI. I mean, like you guys can provide privacy, security, ease of use. Give me some, I would say, examples of when it comes to businesses. How can they benefit from decentralized AI?
Okay, another very, very good question. So for OORT, basically, we already have some customers, Web2 customers, these enterprise customers, such as Lenovo Image, like Dell Technology, all big guys, big names around the world. Yeah. So how does a decentralized AI can help these enterprise customers? So basically there's a twofold. One is about this data collection and data pre-processing. So that for enterprise customers, for these enterprises, right? Yeah. So that for any AI related business, there's two key points to determine if your AI is a business could be successful or not. One is computing power. That's why NVIDIA now is the top, right? True. So everyone needs cars from NVIDIA. Another is about data. Who own the data? Who own the computing power? Who own the AI, right? So for the enterprise customer, now for them is, I will not say all business, but for some businesses, they need to collect lots of valuable data from their customer, from these individuals, right? And they may ask this individual to help process the data and then send data to the enterprise, and the enterprise can use that data to train their big model. Right. So, the decentralized AI is a very efficient channel for the enterprise customer to collect and pre-process data for their AI model. So rather than like for now, they don't have, the way they got their data is maybe from their own institutions, or they buy some data from certain institutions. For example, OpenAI, they may buy lots of videos from Hollywood. Who knows, right?
That's possible.
It's very possible. And from Hollywood studios, right? Tons of studios there in Los Angeles, and it's very possible. How much they pay, we have no idea, right? But basically for OpenAI, if they want to use decentralized platform, basically they can collect a lot of data from videos, clips from individuals around the world, just like the example I gave, right? And another one is about the computing power. So for centralized AI, they need huge data center, right? For model training and fine tuning. Right. But the decentralized, we integrate the utilized computing power around the world. For now that we already integrate almost 30K big or small data centers around the world, covering 108 countries. So these are under computing power. Not all the data centers, they are fully utilized. Many of them are underutilized, right? And then they're not efficiently used. So for enterprise customers, basically they can leverage this decentralized AI to use these underutilized data centers around the world for their data, for their model training. So this can save them lots of cost. cost. It's a big cost saving, especially for enterprise customers. So for example, like OORT storage for the data set storage. So this is one of our, flagship products. It's a decentralized storage infrastructure, 100% alternative to Amazon AWS S3 storage solution. So we can save up to 60% on this data savings. So 60, that's a lot, right?
Yeah.
And this means a lot to enterprise customers because they spend millions of dollars every month, right, for data storage and data computing and model training. So by using the decentralized AI infrastructure for this model training, so they can save, up to 50%, 60%. So for their data storage, for their data model training. So that's a lot. So 60, that's a lot, right? And this means a lot to enterprise customers because they spend millions of dollars every month. AWS, right, for data storage and data computing and model training. By using the decentralized AI infrastructure for this model training, so they can save up to 50%, 60%. So for their data storage, for their data model training, so that's a lot for the enterprise. So that's why we secured these enterprise customers at this point. Maybe they don't care about that privacy a lot, but they really care about computing and the data storage cost.
No, true. No, I can imagine that because in our community, Society X, we have one of our co-founders. He worked on Alibaba Cloud. We have the AWS people here. I believe Tencent Cloud is here. Oracle's also in the business game. And when I talk to some of the traditional businesses or corporate executives, they're definitely telling me that in terms of storage, the costs are going up. So it's 60% savings, 60% even more. Others, why?
That's a significant savings for enterprise customers, especially for startups. That means even much, much, much more for them.
Yeah. Trust me. I think some of startup friends love to talk to you guys because we do have a lot of startups here in Dubai. Many of them are, in the blockchain space. They're also doing tech stuff. So definitely do require cloud computing solutions just like yours. So that being said, but we covered privacy, covered security, covered the user experience, and definitely want to connect later with the bot. But one thing that kind of came to my mind is like AI and web technologies. Scalability with decentralized systems poses a challenge. So I guess how does OORT address those challenges?
You mean the scalability?
Yeah, especially in the crypto space or in the blockchain space, decentralization is such an important thing. But one of the challenges a lot of the decentralized systems have is scalability. I guess your case for OORT, how does OORT deals with scalability concerns in terms of data sets and high computational demands. I hope I asked that question.
I understand your question. That this scalability is always a topic discussed in the blockchain space, especially layer ones.
Yeah.
And scalability for decentralized AI is another key differentiator from the centralized AI, basically. And this is the key advantage of a decentralized AI. The basic idea is we push the computing and the storage tasks from the centralized servers. So the edge means like to the user and the devices. So this is the basic logic and the fundamentals. Maybe you saw the news that, for example, like a ChatGPT, right? So ChatGPT, they've raised the new user registration for quite a while because they got lots of new users coming to them every day and their server cannot afford it, right? And then they have to the new user registration for months, and then they improve their infrastructure, centralized infrastructure, and make sure that their capacity can be improved, and then to serve more users, and then they open the new user registration again. So that is exactly the problem for the scalability problem for the centralized AI, because everything is centralized, right? You need to keep your centralized data center, make it huge and bigger and more capable of taking care of more users, right? Yeah, but centralized AI, that's a nice part. Like what I said, we, from the data collection and the model training, and especially the data deployment, we push data into your own devices rather than like you have to every request you send the AI, your request goes to the data center, the centralized data center. No. So your request, you work with just on your PC only. So everything is in your PC. The model is in your PC. So all your requests goes to your PC only, and even do not need to go to the internet. So by doing so, we are able to deploy all these large language model into PC or your phone. Imagine that there's no scalability issue at all. We can serve 1 million people. We can serve 1 billion people because model just in your phone. Yeah, there's no scalability issue at all. And then, yes, that's another beautiful part of a decentralized AI, to be honest. So that's why that even for some Web2 companies, they're trying to push this large language model into the user's devices. For example, like 2 months ago, NVIDIA, they are successfully running a large language model using a card only in a PC. So from this news, you can see that people are trying to push along this line down the road. And you see the news from Dell, right? So which is our partner. So Dell want to launch in the coming year. Means like they are trying to deploy the AI model, the large language model into your PC. The same concept it's a concept of decentralized AI, right? But for them, it's only that stage, the last stage, the deployment stage. They deploy that into a PC and sell it to you, and they call this PC, right? And then everything is in your PC only, even without any internet connection. You can still work with your AI. If that is the case, there is no scalability issue at all. This is the trend. This is trending. And DAI, decentralized AI, in short, we call it DAI. And I will say going to be very revolutionary and disrupting the whole industry by pushing the slice, the resend, everything to that. So that is a fundamental.
Yeah. I'm glad to learn more about decentralized AI. It reminded me of like I was learning about zero knowledge proof and like how it could revolutionize blockchain and balance privacy and compliance. So I'm feeling this sort of, how we say, if history does repeat, history kind of rhymes. And this is rhyming with decentralized AI. And I'm so glad you have on the quality side, because you guys come up with a kind of like a novel, innovative approach in dealing with growing demand. And this is going, the demands of handling AI, large AI applications will keep on growing, but you got to be more effective. So that being said, interoperability. A friend of mine just sent me a question about when it comes to decentralization, right? I guess in this case, interoperability is vital for creating these AI solutions with existing infrastructure. So the question for OORT to you, Dr. Max Lee, is how does OORT ensure compatibility, interoperability with other systems, both within its ecosystem and in the broader AI landscape? What are your thoughts?
It's a very nice question. This is what we are thinking at OORT. So first of all, we don't view ourselves as a competitor to these centralized AI companies. Let's say OpenAI, for example, or Google. Right. So we are a partner and we are complementary to them. For example, from technical perspective, this requires the interaction between our technology and the centralized AI technology, right? Let me give you one example. For example, like OpenAI, they already have a data center and they have a superpower for AI model training and fine tuning. And they have their own methodology to make the whole process efficient, right? And effective. So they are mature. They have a great team, everything, great technology, great architecture, everything. So we don't want to like say, oh, what you're building is not making sense. We're going to build everything from scratch. We're decentralized AI. We're disrupting the whole industry. We're going to lead everything in the AI landscape. It's not true. So decentralized AI has its own key features by nature, right? Because of the decentralization. For example, like a data privacy and the security and the cost savings and scalability, just with this key differentiator and the key features, right? So we can definitely complementary to this OpenAI for centralized AI company. For example, like from a data collection, data using other users' smartphones and PCs, we can do this two-stage in a decentralized way, and then we can open source the data set and process the data set, and we can open it to OpenAI. And OpenAI can use our data set for their AI model training, but we have the license. If you want to use our data set, collected from millions of individuals around the world, your model or your product have to be open, right? So they have the team to build a great model. Of course, they are stronger than OORT, right? But we can use the data and we can use our decentralized resources to push them to be open to the public, to be the real open AI, right? If you want to use my data, your model, let's say you use my data to train the Sora version. Okay, your Sora version 2 must be open source. And for the part, you can use your own data center for training, or you can come to OORT and use our decentralized infrastructure for a model training, because we can save you lots of money for training, because we integrate many underutilized computing resource around the world. And they are very high quality and good data centers for data computing and data storage. For example, our data center vendors include the Tencent Cloud, which is a tier 1, right? And Seagate. Yeah. Seagate, right? So
Yeah. The
data storage. We integrate Seagate live around the world. They are our vendors. They are our nodes in our network. They are all very high quality. OpenAI or Google, they can definitely use this cloud, underutilized cloud for their AI training. So yeah, so these are the examples I want to share to say that we are not competing with these centralized AI companies. We want to be complementary to them and work together to make a transparent AI and trustworthy. And from the technical perspective, the interoperability is not the issue because that's our decentralized AI technology will always be we call it backward compatible with the current AI architecture. So there's no problem at all.
Oh, good. This is really good stuff. Glad to hear that. And I want to take a focus on you, actually. Looking at your profile, in an incredible amount of research, patent research papers, and also, if I'm correct, you have did your own consensus.
Yeah. I'm inventor of the new consensus algorithm called a proof of honesty, which is a consensus algorithm we use for layer 1 blockchain Olympus.
I'm more curious about what makes proof of honesty unique or different than proof of work, proof of stake, delegated state. So what is the significance of proof of?
Very nice questions. That's a different consensus algorithm. They have a different purpose. They solve different problems. We all know proof of work, right? To solve the consensus algorithm in Bitcoin network. Then we come up with POS. So POS, the goal for POS is to make the consensus more environmental efficiency. It means like POW is like you have a big computing power consume and it's not environmental friendly, right? It's not simple. Yeah, you pay lots of electricity bills for this hash computing, right? It doesn't make too much sense. So that's why people come up with the POS, so to save the world in terms of trying to be environmental friendly and lower the gas fee basically, because you don't need to pay much electricity bill at that point. So for Filecoin, they have the proof of space, right? Space and time to make sure that a file you stored on IPFS is authentic, as the miners do their work correctly and honestly, right? Yeah, so that's the purpose of that consensus. For us, the POW, proof of honesty, the purpose of a proof of honesty is twofold. The first, we want to make sure that all the nodes we integrate into this network are authentic. They are authentic. They are not like a virtual machine or some fake news from the hackers. Yeah. And the second is, if you are assigned with some task, a task for either for model training or fine tuning or data processing, data storage, so we want to make sure these nodes are executing the task as they are requested in an honest manner. So they cannot say, "Oh, I claim that I trained the model for 3 days, but actually you trained the model only for 3 minutes," and then the reward doesn't make any sense, right? You just send back the results, some random number, and say, "Hey, this is the results," right? It's a media of floating numbers. Who can tell this result is correct or not? So we need a algorithm to make sure that all these nodes are authentic and these nodes are honest nodes. They are always doing good job as requested, other than doing some malicious job and they just want to grab some reward from the network and then send some random stuff. So that's the purpose of proof of honesty. And this actually resolves a long-standing academic problem. In academia, we call it a verifiable computing. So this has been an open problem in computer science for a decade. So the problem of this verifiable computing is like, how can you easily verify the results of your outsourced computing task without re-executing the task?
That's right. All right. Yeah. There's interesting because what I'm like, from my simple point of view, what I'm getting for proof of honesty is it's just basically this. It's just this tool of actually in the ecosystem free from that. Basically, that's it.
Yeah. There are tons of hackers and trying to do something bad. That's we've been running for 3 years, right? Almost 3 years, and we have launched the 3 testnet. Especially I still remember that in our first testnet, like launched 2 years ago. There's a lot of virtual machines, so people just started using their laptop and create lots of using one laptop to create 10 or 20 virtual machines with very high capability, computing storage capability, but that's all fake. And then they connected this machine, their laptop virtual machines to the network and they claim the reward and they claim that they can help do the AI training. But of course, it's a laptop. It can do nothing on training, right? And then the job, and then they do the job. They do the job, and then they randomly send back some random results. And yeah, so that's how people do. Very impractical.
Yeah, covering your patented consistent policy. I think that's very interesting, and I just love how they're using it. Or and I love the different aspects: privacy, security, user experience, interoperability, scalability. It is all very important. These buzzwords, I guess, so important in the Web3 and the blockchain space. So almost coming close to an end, and I know that this want to focus on you. I'm told that not only you are the professor at the Columbia University in New York, but also you are a skier, a hiker. This is my favorite, a ukulele player. Interesting, yeah.
Yeah, that's my hobby. Yeah, I'm a big fan of outdoor activities, and I grew up in a mountain area. I was born in China, in the very north part of China, close to the border with Russia, and my hometown we have almost a half-year winter, so big snows every year, and and we ski a lot when we were a kid, and we hiking in the mountains. I'm a mountain boy, I would say. That's from when I was a kid. I did lots of such stuff, and now I'm still big fan of hiking and outdoor activities, especially ski. And I love road trip a lot. I have done the visits almost all the places in the United States in the past couple years just by road trip. I drove a lot. Yeah, even when I visit other countries, like I usually rent a car and do the road trip, Thailand and European countries and even Middle East. I'm a big, I want to dive into the real people's life. Rather, I want to walk into the neighborhood and talk to the local native people. So that's a part of the fun, the road trip. But now I'm trying to allocate my time, but the work is always busy, super busy. I'm trying to still allocate some time for my hobbies. Yeah. I play music, play ukulele, and I like photography. There's lots of other fun stuff in my life.
That's good. I'll tell you what. I think once more people know about your leadership when it comes to decentralized AI, I'm actually very curious to learn more about decentralized AI and what does it do. I think there'll be more people who will take off some things from your plate. So you could play some ukulele, do some road trips. Definitely, we'll work something out. But speaking about hiking, you're in the New York area, right? Is that correct?
New York has no mountains. I would say New York only have hills.
It's okay, because because I haven't hit up the northeast side of the United States. I guess to you more like hills, but I think I've never been to that side of the United States. I was quite curious if you did something.
Midwest, lots of very fantastic national parks in Utah, in Corona, in Arizona. Yeah, I'm a big fan of hiking there, and these are national parks and the mountains.
Awesome. All right. I think more to come, and I know you're almost coming to the end. I'm glad just to learn a little bit about who you are, your personality, and definitely you have such an array of interests. So that being said, being a founder for quite a high tech product, and you definitely have been working on real interesting stuff. So I guess I'm curious about what does it look like for you, or it looks like OORT in the next month in the theme of AI. How do you envision?
You mean for the AI landscape?
How do you see OORT playing its part in the AI landscape? Do you see big opportunities? Do you see more competition coming in?
I would say that's because OORT has been there for many years, right? So we launched the project 3 years back, but actually we started to build the technology at my Columbia Research Lab back to 2018. So and we own the patents, we publish academic papers. So it has been there for a while. I would say that we're in a very good position in leading this decentralized AI technology, basically. And for now, we already have one of the largest infrastructure to support is the decentralized platform. Like what I said, we already integrate like more than K data centers around the world, covering 108 countries. We are trying to be the pioneer in the decentralized AI, and we want to be the advocate this concept. Because this is pretty new. We want to be advocating this new concept to more and more people, right? Because we believe this is going to be the future, the near future. Just 3 to 5 years, everybody will start to care about decentralized AI, because for now, this is my vision. So For now, centralized AI is okay because everyone is amazed by these capabilities, like a Sora, like a ChatGPT. People will, wow, this is crazy. So this is very revolutionary. So this is going to change your life for sure. So people are amazed by these fantastic AI capabilities from these centralized AI companies. But the next stage is people, when this AI capability become mature and mature, become stronger and stronger, and will be used in our daily life, then the problem will come and the people will start to think, can I trust this AI? Because I'm talking to this guy every day. So at that point, and the people may start to care about their data privacy, data security, their trust. Then the decentralized AI will dominating the whole AI landscape at that point, because now everybody cares about that. It's much more, for example, if you look at other technologies, it's the same path. That's at the beginning when people start to use cloud server, no one cares about their data privacy, right?
Yeah, that's true.
People just, cloud is cool. Let's upload all the stuff to the cloud. So let's use cloud, Amazon or whatever. Yeah. But now almost all our devices are connected to cloud. Most of the apps in the backend, they're running on cloud and they collect all your data. And now people start to care about their data privacy. And even these regulators, right? The government regulators, they come up with the regulations. They push this company to have this consent form on data privacy. And they have lots of policies on this data privacy and GDPR, HIPPA, all these regulations, right? But for AI, there's no such thing there, right? I will see it's not that far. So in the coming 3 to 5 years, so people will start to know not only individuals, but also the government. They will start to put lots of this effort on this trustworthy AI, which is the vision of OORT.
No, this is such a beautiful vision. And thank you so much for giving us a future cast of what these things are going to be. And this is a great vision. It's for me, support that, because we need a trustworthy AI for everyone all across the world. And Dr. First of all, thank you for your service to the Web3 space and also the AI space as well. I think it brought a lot of innovation. And I'm just excited that you and the OORT team would be coming to site and meet with us in Boston. So yeah, man. So anyway, we are come to a close. So Dr. Max, thank you so much for the time. Really appreciate this. So hey, everyone here at Society X, this is such a great episode. I really learned so much about decentralized AI, and actually I'm really excited. I just love that Dr. Max has covered all aspects of blockchain, scalability, interoperability. My favorite is privacy and user experience, and I think the future is bright. Definitely, I'm glad that you guys are creating products as actually in the ethical side of things, so which is great. Definitely, I'm excited. So anyways, we gotta go. So be safe. We will see you soon here in Open 2049 and eat live.